Hey guys, it's Lillian. Welcome back to Service Canine Rosie. I'm Lillian. I'm Service Dog and Training Handler. That is my Service Dog and Training Rosie. And yeah, we're back for another video. Sorry for any background noises you hear. I live way out in the country and I'm filming this outside because I don't feel like doing a sit down video and having to set up all the stupid lighting, so y'all can deal with it. So I know, let's just jump right into the video. Okay, so basically I know from experience that this is something that a lot of people with service animals go through, and that is people that have known you for a very long time, either whether it's family members or people who have known you since you were a child, friends of family, people that have known you since birth or since a young child. Also, sorry about the camera, my phone is cracked and I'm filming on it. So basically, a lot of people have this problem where people who've known them since they were a child don't think that they need a service dog, don't understand why they have a service dog, tell them that their disability is not real, or tell them they can't take their service dog places because they don't understand why you need one or why you have one, or they don't think that you actually have anything wrong with you. And this is something commonly experienced by service dog handlers, is that these people just don't understand. Like, people that have known you just don't think that you need a service animal. They think you're fine, basically. I've experienced this in many different cases. Very different cases, with family members, friends of family, just people who have known me for a very long time. They're like, you're fine, you know, like it's just things I've experienced. So basically, how do you respond to that when somebody's like, you don't need that, like, you're fine, I've known you since forever, you don't need that? How do you respond to that? So basically what I do is, people will be like, oh, you can't bring your dog in to a store, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, or you don't need it. I'll be like, try to kind of like educate them without giving away, because I don't share very much of my disabilities with people. Even close friends, they know what I have, but I don't really share much of the experience with them, just because I like to keep that private. What I do is I try to explain them like the ADA law of like, well, yeah, like and then a lot of them will be like, it's an emotional support animal. Well, no, it's not. It's a service animal. There's a difference. Kind of trying to explain that, but a lot of the times they're not going to understand, and at that point you just have to like pray that they understand it at one point in time, so that you can be in public with them with your service animal and they don't treat you weird or belittle you or try and tell you that you can't do that, because it sucks. Having a service animal is hard, and so like if you're watching this trying to understand like what it's like to have a service animal, if you're understanding what it's like to have a service animal, it's so hard. Like, it's one of the hardest things that any person can ever do, because you're responsible, and you have to be making sure that you're responsible for a dog who, yes, is trained, but also it's a dog. Like, dogs are gonna mess up. It's just part of life. They're not perfect. No human is perfect. No animal is perfect, as much as we want to think that. Like, they can be as close to perfect as we want them to be, but they can never be the most perfect thing in the world. So they're gonna make mistakes. Especially if you have a service dog in training, your dog's definitely gonna make mistakes. And that's just something that has to be understood. And you have to take precautions to make sure that everything goes smoothly and that your dog doesn't disrupt public, and that your dog is trained enough to be in public, because the public rights, yes, it's a right, but it's also something that is earned after training. So it's not just like, get a dog, we're gonna go, like, no, your dog has to be trained. Even as a service dog in training, your dog has to know a task to be considered a service dog in training to be able to have public rights access, unless you're doing early socialization, which is a completely different story. So I get questions about this, I've experienced this, and I thought that this would be a very helpful video to make. So how do you respond to that? So basically what I do is I just try and educate them. I try to explain to them the ADA laws, like, because I have disabling, whether it be mental, medical conditions, physical conditions. Like, I explain to them that, like, I qualify for a service dog, and then I try to be like, well, Rosie, in my case, Rosie is trained to do this if this happens, or do that if that happens, and like, I try to explain to them, and they're not always gonna get it, unfortunately, which honestly sucks so much, but it is life, and they're not gonna get it. And no, even my family does not understand it, and it's still trying to be understood. No one is going to know how you feel. Not a single doctor, not a single other human being, not a family member. No one is going to know exactly how you feel and exactly how something that happened to you has affected you, or something that you have, medical condition, affects you. They're not going to understand that, which is why getting a service animal can be hard, because everyone will say this, will say that, oh, you're fine. Or you have another person who's like, I have the same condition, you're fine. Like, put it this way, I have friends who have anxiety, but their anxiety is different than my anxiety. And so she helps me function a day-to-day normal life, as normal as I can. Their anxiety is different than my anxiety, therefore they don't qualify for a service animal. But for my anxiety, I do. But I also have other medical conditions, which could be said the same for. It just depends on the situation. No one's gonna know how you feel. You know what is best for you. Now, this doesn't mean that you should just jump on the train and get a service animal, because it's not that easy. But you know what's best for you overall. So no matter what anyone says, whether they've known you for a month or 20 years or like your entire life, 8 years, like, however old you are, what they think doesn't matter. Obviously, if you're a minor, it's kind of hard when you have parents who don't understand or don't know why you have it. You're like, I need a service dog, or I have a service dog, and they're like, oh, that makes no sense, you're fine. It's a very complicated situation, and obviously it's a lot harder when it is a parent and you're a minor, but at the same time, you know what's best for you, and you just have to hope that that person becomes educated eventually, and that they will eventually understand that this dog helps you. So what I do is I basically just kind of explain like a task that she does. Like, I'll be like, well, she does this for this. She helps me with functioning, and she helps me function a day-to-day normal life, as normal as I can live. And because I, for so long, hid a lot of the things that were wrong with me as best as possible, people are like, you're fine, you can live without it, but at the same time, it's like, no, I actually can't. Like, like on a good day, yeah, I go to Walmart, and I hate being in Walmart, and the majority of the time, I am very, very sick when I'm in Walmart or in a store, because of conditions, and I can't handle being in public as easy. It's very hard, and so I need her, but at the same time, they're gonna see that as, oh, I want a service animal. Like, I don't need it, I want one. And trust me, if I could get rid of everything that was wrong with me and not have a service dog, as much as I love Rosie, I would drop everything in a heartbeat, because it sucks having disorders and illnesses and issues that you can't control. It sucks because I'm very want to be in control person. And so when I can't be in control, it's like, that's not fun, and I don't like that. And not having the independence that I once had or have never had. Not having that independence is very hard on me, and so having Rosie with me lets me have the independence back that I need. You may just have to not bring your dog if it's possible, or give them time to understand why you need it before you go places with that person. I know that that's probably going to happen with a lot of people, family, friends wise. Overall, yes, it's hard, and they're not going to be able to understand. A lot of people won't. A lot of people are still going to continue to think that you're faking it, even when you're not, which sucks. It really, really freaking sucks. But it's also not something that you can control. So just hope that they eventually will understand that the person that they've known, yes, it's you. The person they've known, yes, while it is you, it's a you that was also faking being you, and that you needed help with. That's the best way I can explain it using my situation. Anyway, I really hope you guys like this video. If you want any extra explanation, because I know I probably did a horrible job of explaining this, if you want anything else or you have questions, please comment them down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to watch more videos, and make sure to like this video, and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video from us, and I will see you next time. Bye.